Getting a nice little heat rush to my body. It's very warming. It's a very warming tea blend that I'm smoking. That's smooth. No cough reflex. Nothing. I feel like I'm sweating on the... I got really cold and again, I'm wearing 1, 2, 3, 4 sweaters down here in my condemned basement apartment that floods like a motherfucker and got no heat. I wanted to do a live for this one because I'm just curious to see how it affects me. And at least if I stand here and I talk to myself all day, every day, and I film it and I make content, I don't feel so lonely. Because if I don't film it and I don't post it, then I'm just a crazy person wandering around talking to myself. Now I don't have brain damage. I fixed myself. Well, I am very curious to see what the MRI is going to come up with. Let's face it, I've jammed easily $5,000 when Theogen through my system over the last, few months. That's lovely. This smells. I just want to smell it. It smells sweet and sugary. Oh, that went up the nose. Yeah. This is the cool one. The one with the nettle leaf, the raspberry leaf, the oat straw, the alfalfa, and the rose hips. The chamomile that I mentioned in the previous one there, I forgot to mention there's lemongrass in it as well. You can smoke lemongrass. Oh, and my absolute intrinsic favorite. Go to the dollar store, buy some cat toys, and smoke the catnip. Much cheaper than, $130 per bag compared to cannabis. This is all chemical free. Cheap as a motherfucker. Equally as relaxing. I don't know where my gangster music went, but this music matches what I'm feeling. Let's crank it. Seeing that it's only YouTube that gets cranky if I play music in the background. Man, I got banned in Russia from swinging on the rope to wrecking ball. So ask me how the hell that happened. Or how that infringes upon guideline infringements. I mean, I get copyright, but still. I think the funniest thing was I posted the video of the couple that hadn't seen each other in 20 years. And oh god, it's a beautiful video. They just see each other and they just sit down. And it's like their eyes blink Morse code of emotions in a whole language. It's beautiful. And I'm very passionate about this because I'm actually very lucky to have experienced this with it. Only one person. Only one person my entire life. And I remember, apparently this is getting me all romantic. I remember when I fell in love with her. And the best way I could ever explain how it feels. I mean, there's a few ways. There was a swimmer who decided he was going to be the first person to swim the Amazon. And when he was doing an interview, they asked him, "Why are you risking it? Why do you want to do this? Do you think you can do it?" And he said, "It doesn't really matter if I think I can do it, or if I do it, or if I don't do it. I'm going to be the first person to do it, or I'm going to be the first person to die trying." That's what it means to be in love. At least to me. I remember when my daughter was born. Every dad remembers when their kid is born. Dustin Hoffman, Bob Hopkins, bless you, Super Mario, and Robin Williams, bless you as well, in the movie Hook. Julia Roberts is Tinkerbell. When he's trying to fly, become Peter Pan again, become a kid again. You know, Tink's giving him the pixie dust. That's not working. It's supposed to work, but it doesn't. But you gotta attach it to an emotion. The one that makes you feel the happiest. The one that makes you feel like it's worth dying trying for. And it wasn't until he really clicked in, and it was his love for Wendy, when they had a kid together. It was being a dad. When he comes back, he's floating. He's Peter Pan again. Bangarang, motherfuckers, he can fly. When my daughter was born, the whole first week, I didn't sleep. I don't think I've slept since. I love it. And the late night feedings, I mean, I did all the work. Phoenix, again, for anybody who doesn't know the story of how my daughter was born, she got stuck and crushed in the birth canal, and they had to vacuum some pump on her head and rip her clear out of her mom. And so mom took a long time to recover. So I did all the feedings, I did all the diaper changes. I was dad, took care of both my girls. Doing it ever since. The whole first week, the endogenous DMT that's secreted by the pineal gland, activated by, sunlight and whatnot. It's the greatest high the human body knows. Spirit molecule. If you want to know what it feels like to go spend $500 and deck yourself out on a little vape cartridge, it feels exactly like being in love. It's identical. That was a cute little heart pop timing on my head there. I remember the first time I tried the little vape cartridge, and I experienced it. I remembered all these memories. And it came down to, this isn't new. I've waited my whole life for this, but this is something I've been experiencing for a while at this point. It's the same feeling that when my daughter was born, in that whole first week where I was just amped up, Superman, ready to go. Nothing bothered me, nothing, anything. Perfectly emotionally balanced, well-rounded, mentally focused, unlimited energy, unlimited love. I took that first breath of fresh air. Fresh air. I took that first breath. I'm like, oh my God. This is exactly what it felt like the first time I kissed my best friend. Then it went deeper. Deeper than being a dad. Deeper than kissing the love of my life. It stemmed into, this is what it feels like when I told her how I felt about her after 3 years, and she said yes, she felt the same. And then it even dipped back further into a memory. It went right back to the moment I saw her from across the room for the first time. And my head just... I fell in love with her at first sight. I didn't know what that feeling was. I didn't understand what it was. I grew up thinking love isn't real, it's just a chemical. Not a real thing. Like saying fear isn't real, it's just chemical, it's just cortisol in your body, stress hormone kind of thing. It makes it real, that's for damn sure. Endogenous DMT. Love at first sight. Love in general. I'm not high on the tea, I'm high on the memories of all the beautiful moments I've had. This tea's certainly making me emotional, that's for sure. And I realized, again, when she was asking me, why do I love her so much? Why do I care? I talk forever. And I usually do. I actually don't think there's too many pieces of content or people I even talk to that this doesn't come up. Come fumbling out of my mouth. Can't help it. Again, it's love. It's like being a parent where you just can't help but pull your wallet and be like, see, this is my family. Look at the happy pictures, look at the smiles. I realized that no matter what she's been through, who she's been with, who she'll ever be with. It's the same as loving a child. Love is love. I'm gonna swim that Amazon River. I'm gonna be the first person to love her forever. Unconditionally. Without any exceptions. Or I'm gonna fucking die trying. And for anybody who knows my health history of sports injuries, head injuries, the fact that I have legit recovered from 20 shoulder, over 20. I stopped counting at 20. When my left arm hit, I think 12 shoulder dislocations, and then my right arm caught up at number 10. And I was at 22. I stopped counting. I've had more since. Not too many more than that. It's under 30 for sure, collectively speaking. I don't die so easy. I do live to love. She tried to guide me for my content piece that I got labeled family, where it's Spider-Man, Mary Jane, and 2 kids. Originally told me to call it Dad Life. Sweetie, Dad Life is being a family. And I really do know who I am. And I know at some point the kids that I've taken part in raising, that are in my heart forever, at some point I see a future where all the kids are friggin' together playing, hanging out on my Reiki, Ravenwolf Reiki. How'd I say it? Restoration. Ravenwolf Reiki Restoration Station. Retreat Center. I can do it here. That'd be cool. I got the Reiki table set up. And I am looking for in-person clients. I am looking for distance clients. And as a registered internationally registered and licensed holistic health professional, I offer a lot of services. The bottom line is, I heal with love. And the bottom line is, I heal with love. The people who are serious, people who actually need my help, and don't waste my time and agitate my patients. Don't get my haps happening. Keep my haps happy. If they'll ask me, what can I do to repay you? How do I offer you? What can I do? To make it worth your time. Heal. You pay me in results. Simply put. And from a logical based standpoint and argument, most people, when you come to me, you need my services, are not in a position to live a lifestyle of having monetary value. You need your own results before you can make yourself successful enough to even have money to pay your own damn bills. Pay me in healing. Pay me in results. Let me know it was worth it. Let me know that the hours I spend talking to you, let me know that all the knowledge and everything that I have accumulated inside my little head here was worth your while. And for those who don't fully grasp the concept of what I do, and for those who wish to continue, and actually do have a monetary intrinsic value, much like a tattoo artist, and I'll give you a direct comparison. My own psychotherapists and psychologists and the people that have helped me, they make $700 per 45-minute sessions. And they're absolutely useless. I have been proven and confirmed by multiple professionals who have decades of experience. I have surpassed them. And I don't need their help. I'm even more qualified than the people in the suicide hotline. So the way I set up my sessions is it's like a tattoo artist. $700 for 3.5-hour sessions. Or my coaching program at $7,000 for 7 months of my more or less unlimited attention. And what I'm doing is I am smoking a whole bunch of herbal teas blended together all at once because I am obnoxiously sober for the first time in my entire life. And I am off alcohol by 6 months. I am off cigarettes by 3 months after I've been smoking cigars for 4 years. And over the last 9 months, when an ex-love of mine, the one who saved my life the night that I was attacked and was left what was supposed to be permanently blind in both eyes, and 6 years amnesia and brain damage and post-concussion syndrome and bippity-boppity bullshit. She died of an overdose about 7 to 9 months ago. And I went really hard off the deep end. I got into about 3 packs of cigarettes a day. About, $300 a month in cigarettes, $500 in cannabis, plus alcohol, plus I got back into the sleep meds and the painkillers, right down to morphine. I went off the deep end. I went off fucking hard. I loved Riley. I still love Riley very, very deeply. And although her boy, I didn't specifically raise him when we were living in the same apartment building, he would be a lucky number 8, kind of like a baker's dozen, I suppose. I'll always be here for him if he ever needs it. He lost both his parents in a fucking month. And Sarah, if you're out there, I'm here for you too. Your daughter saved my life. Everybody I'm able to help. I talk to people with like bone degenerative diseases, Hodgkin's lymphoma, fucking cancer. Other people with brain issues and post-concussion syndromes that the fucking medical system have told them you're doomed to a life of lunacy. It's all bullshit. I have people who are in chronic, more pain than I have ever even experienced. One person who has gone through a whole bunch of surgeries and spinal surgeries, and they're still not very well. And they actually need real help from real healthcare professionals and not doctors. The frontline heroes. Gotta love our fucking leader, right? I have somebody else who needs spinal surgery. And we caught that just in time. She's getting help. Before she got butchered even more. I have another person who's turned into my new best friend. More or less. Current friend. No one will ever replace my best friend. Lifetime of abuse. Psychological traumas. And just as abused as I have. When I was in maximum security, I'm an ordained reverend. Ravenwolf. I act as a pastor. Again, and protected and helped and healed the people who didn't deserve to be there in a really horrible, vicious environment. There are light workers and there are dark workers. The light workers do not belong in the dark. Only dark workers can do both. I've lived with, helped, loved, and coached people who have killed their parents. I've helped reform people who have molested their children. Lived with and befriended and bonded with multiple serial killers. We are not our past and we are not our mistakes. I look at my history and how much turmoil I've been through over being arrested over some fake film prop bombs made of cat litter. A fucking fake rocket launcher. I was dubbed a terrorist. Arrested by the bomb squad and interviewed to links to Al-Qaeda. I mean, they'll fucking arrest you, throw your ass in jail for anything. And here in this wonderful country of liberals, I've mentioned this before, there is no medical asylums for the people who need mental help. The maximum security correctional facilities act as that. And this was confirmed to me by the doctors who work there. Humanity, society, and people as an intrinsic whole are suffering very, very serious technical difficulties. Do I have any motivational tips? I'll just keep talking until I come up with something. We're not our mistakes. The truth is, it doesn't matter what you do or have done or who you have done it to or who you have done. If you hold the capacity to move past it, if you can heal, you're not a lost cause. My best friend in maximum security there. I love the kid. I had a few. Malfunction, where you at? That was one of his nickname. Chris, buddy. It's Buddha. I lost a lot of weight. You guys recognize me, don't you? I was also nicknamed Microman. Yeah, TJ, I love you too, buddy. The one who holds my heart. Something about it. I can't quite figure it out. Maybe I can. Actually, knowing my history with my parents, I totally can. Cameron Rogers. Sweet kid. I want this video to be child friendly, so I'm not going to get into too much of it. He killed his parents. I do believe it was his step-parents. So psychologically damaged to the point where he felt that doing life in prison was freedom from them. And for whatever reason, and I can't quite figure it out, and neither could the courts, he felt it was because he couldn't have Coke. I don't mean the stuff you put up your nose, I mean Coca-Cola. His parents, from what he expressed to me, were simply protecting him from all the intrinsic shit in the world. The junk food, the bad, all of it. I also get the impression that they didn't give him the choice to choose. Everything in moderation, right? And part of my skill set as a tattoo designer, when I was in there, he asked me to draw him up some stuff to go with his, like, Maui, his life story, as he etched it out. He really felt that what he did gave him freedom. And you know what? To each their own. If he, living how he's living, is just as happy as I am now, living free. Free of my Nazi, narcissistic, drunk, alcoholic, demented father. Type 3 diabetes. Alzheimer's. 3 cancerous radiation poison cysts sticking out of his damn head. And not to mention that when you have an excessive amount of fat, everything that your liver, all the toxins that are in the Coca-Cola and all the stuff, Cameron, that you weren't supposed to be having, gets stored in your fat. To be continuously recycled through your system. Like the chicks that leave your tampon up inside you and the toxic shock that kills you. That's in your fat. Posted something yesterday. Why is it rude to call somebody fat or obese? But it's not rude to say somebody's too skinny. Or, wait, some combination of that. It's rude to say you're too skinny, but, being fat is healthy. Again, all of it, the conspiratorial shit, the body acceptance. Butcher and mutilate ourselves to be cats, lizards, different genders. Again, if I took a taxidermied bird and I surgically clamped this shit to my body and anchored it into me, that does not make me a bird. Not how science works. And even as, I believe it was Elon Musk was talking about the RNA stuff and how it can actually flippity-flop your DNA to bond with, it sounds like the Egyptian stuff where it's like half cat, half man, or half dog, half man, the Anubis, the urban legends, the Minotaurs and the Centaurs, half bulls, half human, half horse, half human, mermaids. The episode of Family Guy, or not Family Guy, Futurama, where he thinks he's gonna spend the rest of his life with a mermaid and they go to have sex. And she just lays the eggs and go, okay, you just slosh your stuff all over the eggs and then we'll have kids. And he goes, wait, what? That's not sex or intimacy. Next thing you know, he's swimming for the surface. I need a real woman. Fucking funny. Do I have any motivational tips? Accept yourself in all the areas that everybody else rejects. Because when you accept these areas of yourself, here's the thing, people only reject the parts of you that you reject. No different than a good woman in your life. If you reject her love, and you reject the love that's given to you, it's simply interpreted that you are rejecting not her love, you're rejecting your own love. You won't do it for yourself, but you're willing to do it for somebody else. Damn, does that sound like an entrepreneurship versus a job? Entrepreneurs will do it for themselves. A slave obeys and will do it for somebody else, but not themselves. There's a motivational tip for you, buddy. I should smoke tea more often. Yeah, I'm clean, sober off everything. I haven't even had cannabis since the first day I got here. However, that was 3 weeks ago. It's completely out of my system, so next time I have any, it's gonna be like having it for the first time. I don't even know if I want to go back. The downfall. The downfall. Was when I had a little bit of a tiff. Just a little bit of a tiff with my best friend. And she found me hyperventilating into the bong to emotionally regulate, sort my thoughts out. The stuff you use it for. She said to me, I thought you were stronger. And the misinterpretation was each of us took this personally in a completely different context. I thought she thought I was stronger than needing a substance as a crutch to emotionally regulate. Again, I'm sober. I've been in maximum security for a year and a fucking half, followed by another year of house arrest, followed by 3 years, or whatever COVID was, however long that took. I only started smoking 4 years ago. I'm 38. I don't need a crutch. I don't need a woman. I don't need my family. I don't need anything. I have been raising myself independently without any supervision since I was 3. So I took that personally. What I didn't see until it was a little bit too late is that she took it personally. She thought I was stronger than every other man that she has had in her life. She thought I was strong enough to handle her at her worst, which I was and I am. The perception, though, the hurt, the rejection that she felt by that. I don't want my daughter growing up in a world where she hits the age of 20 and is on soulmate number 54 wondering why no one will commit to her after a 6-month marker. Why even at the best of everybody who's been in her life, and these are statistical facts for multiple women and men, don't stay not just committed, but in your life past a 2-year marker. And at the best, or worst, this statistic comes from narcissistic relationships. However, it's the same calculated mathematical equation for all relationships. They don't last longer than 8 years on average. And that's when people completely part ways. It's like having a dog in your life. You hit 8 to 10 years, you're done. My parents separated when I was 9. Case in fucking point. My dad goes on to have another 6 failed marriages. I'm on my 7th successful son. My other friend there tells me not to compare. How can you not? How can you not see how dark the darkness is if you can't see how bright the light is? Alan Watts said it best. You can't have one without the other. To have black implies white. And to have white naturally implies and or infers black. To have a nighttime, there would naturally and equally have to be a daytime. How can you remember waking up when you've never gone to sleep, henceforth being born? Don't take away my meditation music. And to die. How can you go to sleep if you've never been awake? Or however it was said. I think I just butchered that one. That's okay. I don't want my son being like his dad. What do I mean by that? Doesn't matter which son I'm talking about out of the three of them. None of their dads were committed. All cheaters, all multiple families, all multiple kids. I don't want my kids to grow up wondering why no one will love them and not knowing how to love somebody else. Hey! You caught me at a really emotional moment. How you doing, Deb? I'll ask my newcomer here. What do you think, Deb? I was just talking about statistics and how out of the women that I've known in my life, by the time they hit the age of 20, they're on, 20 to 30, they're on soulmate number 54. Partner jumping every 6 months from whenever they're sexually active between the ages of fucking 10 and 12. I don't want my daughter growing up wondering why no one's going to commit to her or love her past a 6-month marker. Why no best friend stays in her life past a 2-year point. I don't want my son, any of the sons that I've helped raise, being like their dads, or mine for that matter, being on failed marriage number 7. Nobody knowing how to commit to anybody. Nobody knowing how to stay true or love. Your daughter's been through the same, eh? It's gotta stop. Has to stop. My best friend asked me a while ago, how come if I'm so passionate about this stuff, I'm not speaking up about it? Well, I'm speaking up about it. I'm going to shout it from the goddamn rooftops until the whole world hears me, until something changes. My own father encouraged me to leave my mom here to rot for 20 years. Convinced me that she was evil. She was bad. She was the one that hated me. She was the one who was a danger to my health and my existence, and blippity bloppity Nazi bullshit. Do I want my son to feel that way about the love of his life? No. Do I want my daughter to choose a man to marry, to go through that? No. Do I want your daughter to go through that? No. And I think what makes my poor little head jargon around the most is it actually doesn't matter who I'm talking about out of the people I know. It's the same story, same mathematical calculated statistics of a trackable, traceable, repeatable pattern for each and every fucking one of us. You think there's a solution? You think there's any way we can stop this? Start an uprising? Uprising isn't the answer. Not for relationships, love, compassion, determination. So what would it be? Education? That's why kids like us with broken families, I think it's hard. But now we know, so we can break the cycle. She's a teacher. And she sees young girls having sex and dressing provocative. I legit lost my fucking shit on somebody earlier. I didn't know this was an account I was following. And I'm very specific. I program my algorithms, not just in my head and cosmically speaking, but I make sure that the people who are following my stuff are the people I want following my stuff. And if I start screaming like Elmer Fudd, kill the wabbit, about killing Nazis and stuff, it's because I'm wanting to deter people who I don't want near me or following my stuff. So I was not impressed when I see this thing pop up. And it's a girl going, oh, I'm still single, looking for Mr. Right, and I don't know how to find the perfect man. It's okay, I don't need him to be perfect, I just need him to accept me for how I am. Who wants a date? And she starts doing her fucking twerking thing. And I'm waiting for one of the other masculine accounts that I follow to do edit, because I usually see the stuff from the NoFap Club and all the sexual transmutation and the men who don't tolerate this stuff. But no, it was a legit person asking for a date and looking for Mr. Right. Firstly, twerking is not a talent. I mean, it makes my head just go scrambled. Give me a second here. I told her to use her OnlyFans funds to go buy some fucking decent clothing, purchase a personality, and take that. All these girls are wondering where Mr. Right is. And where's the guy who's gonna love her forever? Y'all got a fucking best friend in the friend zone who you won't go near because you don't think you deserve the love that they have to offer you, and you all pick the love that you think you deserve. So you all end up with toxic, abusive men who don't let you have friends and won't let you talk to your best friend. And they neglect you and they ignore you, and you're left at the end of the day self-sabotaging and blowing your head apart, thinking it's you and that you're not communicating your heartfelt soul and needs enough. It's not communication that's the problem. It's your perception of the value that you have to offer. And the value is not found in twerking. I'm sorry, I was a very big fan of Miley Cyrus growing up. She fucked that one up for a lot of women. You have value in who you are. Deborah, you have value in who you are. I love you. You're like a mom to me, though. Although, I mean, straight up, if you start taking mushrooms and you can twerk, Deborah, without being in pain or needing spinal surgery, okay, that's something I might be interested in seeing. Because that would be an actual massive accomplishment. Sex is not intimacy. Meeting somebody for the first time, moving in with them, feeling that they're your soulmate, even though you just met and know absolutely nothing about each other, is not healthy. But we all have the stigma. Here's the thing, though. And I'm very guilty of it, too. The best things are very finite. And they don't last. Every moment, every microscopic, minuscule second matters. And when you are in love, every second with the person can last eternities. And you know it's not going to last forever. So you make the best of it and you ride it out. You gotta go, you lost your bag of weed. Fuck, I feel ya. Thanks for always loving me the way you do, Deb. Oh, you found it. That's cool. I'm smoking tea. I'm so obnoxiously sober. I cannot wait till I get paid this Wednesday. Mushrooms and freaking cannabis is coming. I'm smoking a combination of Tulsi, Steva, Nourishing Blood. This stuff is cool. Nettle leaf, raspberry leaf, oat straw, alfalfa, and rose hips. And previously, I was smoking chamomile, lemongrass, rose hips, blueberry petals, and dried orange peels. Apparently, you can smoke that stuff too. And you'll notice I'm not coughing. You'll notice it's very smooth on my lungs. It's all natural. It's cheaper. And then I don't actually know what's in this. It's some type of black tea blend in a jar that was once chili sauce. Cannabis does stop the nightmares. I agree. I had a really, really, really horrible dream about 2 years ago. I don't like to talk about it or think about it, but I had a dream that I beat my best friend to death in front of our kids. I hadn't slept since. I literally needed to hire a hypnotist to hypnotize me into a trance to put me down. About 7 months back. That's why I was always, like, I'm not joking. I sleep for 4 hours. I'm awake for 24 to 32, or 35. If I slept a full 8 hours, 10 hours, I'm easily awake for 3 days straight. Being here in a safe environment, being off cannabis for a month-ish, 3 weeks, I am sleeping. I'm sleeping better. I have a whole segregated dark room with no light, no Wi-Fi, and cemented in, sealed from all the Bluetooth signals and stuff. I'm sleeping, I'm dreaming. And I'm not dreaming the intrinsic horrors, the Amityville horrors of being a Terminator and severing the heads of my victims. Or being stuck in video. That's a bad one. I never liked sleeping because after 22 years of a really vicious video game addiction, I'm almost 40 now. And it was common that I would still have nightmares. I'm stuck in video games. And I can't wake up and I can't shut it off and I can't make it stop. That's why I was jacked up on the cannabis so much. I didn't like the thoughts in my head. Now, however, oh my god, I'm having these beautiful oasis dreams. Swimming with the orca whales and the dolphins, and Anastasia's riding alongside me on a sea turtle. And swimming with the whales, I know is my grandfather's spirit. On top of being a war hero and everything else, from the Air Force. He was a pro athlete swimmer up until the day he died in his 80s. Swam like 20-30 laps every day. And when I was a little kid, I used to ride on his back. I thought he was a whale. I used to treat him like Free Willy. And he'd actually like dive under and like project himself up, try to do like a jump with me on him. He was a strong motherfucker. The gluten, not the gluten, the grains, the carbs, carbohydrates, and again, the type 3 diabetes. You flattened them with Alzheimer's, dementia. Love the play on words. Old timers, dumb ain't ya? Alzheimer's, dementia. Ever wonder where it comes from? Linguistics. Am I indigenous? Not to my knowledge. Ashley's indigenous. I have learned a lot about indigenous and native culture through her over the 6 years we've been hanging out, and I've been apprenticing under her in elemental growth and whatnot. My family history came from, what was it? On my dad's side, Dutch, Poland, and then like natural Canadian, or just basic Canadian. Then on my mom's side, Victor the war hero and the spirit of the whale that I swear when I'm dreaming about swimming with whales, it's him. He was Italian. Oh, I have Celtic Irish, I believe, as well. I knew about Celtic. I'm King Arthur, Knights of the Round Table, William Wallace, all that. I love all that stuff too. What about you? What's your background? Smoke some more tea here. Yeah, the dreams I'm having are beautiful, bright, vibrant, colorful, full of animal spirits, playing with tigers with Anastasia. Last night I had a crisscross of families and multiversal dimensions going on. Dreaming I was with Phoenix, Anastasia's mom, and an old family that used to be our neighbors for like 10 years. Their kids that, yeah, I grew up with them too. 2 other boys that were very close and dear to me. One's a parent now. They're all grown up. The vast majority of dreams I end up having, I'm back in my best friend's house from when I was like 5 years old. I'm just wandering around the house looking for him. Ah, you're a mix. Scottish, Irish, French. Cool. You're a rainbow. Term mutt does not mix. I don't like the term mutt. It's too negative. So what do you think, Deb? How do we help these kids? How do we help your kids? How do we help how do we nurture the next Nexus of NerdyNinjas here? Easy to say education. How do you get people to listen to you? How do you get it to sync? How do you get that connection? How do you get them to believe that what you're saying comes from a place of love and passion, compassion? And that we really do have their best interest at heart. If somebody doesn't believe that you have their best interest at heart, they don't believe you. And I see it in toxic relationships that I talk to people and women all the time about. When your husband's telling you he loves you, soulmates and all that, and all you got in common is sex. And at the end of the day, you know in your heart that all the shit he says about you is bullshit. Because you can tell he doesn't love you, you can tell he doesn't care, because you're miserable as fuck and you're expressing yourself to him. And it doesn't matter how many times you reword it or rephrase it or say it with love and repeat it and back to... It's insanity. You just keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And you just keep being neglected and ignored. Over and over and over and over and over again. Case in point. If they don't believe that you're saying it for their benefit. And I mean, what kid believes certain things are for their benefit when you're telling them that candy bars and sugar? I mean, we lose... Oh god, the psychology behind people. People commit suicide over being unfriended on Facebook and $2,000 of debt. Because they feel the whole world is against them. I don't know how to reach everybody. However, just like being in love, I'm going to be the first one to do it or I'll fucking die trying. And I think you know a little bit about my history of pain and healing here. I don't die so easy. So, science sidebar, side note. When your stuff comes, and stuff usually reaches me within like 2 days, if it's good, if the weather is good or whatnot, we'll do this, okay? We'll do some type of, I don't know if you'd want to do it live on Instagram. I film my mushroom trips live on Instagram all the time. I don't mind. I'm not shy. I got nothing to hide. My criminal record's public fucking knowledge anyway. But we'll do something like this. I'll walk you through it and I'll sit with you as we go. You can pick a platform that we can do it on. And we'll just hang out and I'll walk you through the process. But, I should log off. It's probably around midnight here. So, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for always being so kind and caring. Really been a pinnacle of a rock for me in these last 3 weeks. I am not used to people who actually, like we're talking about love and care. I'm not used to it. I didn't know this kind of stuff existed until even I met Ashley 6 years ago. So it's all kind of new to me. I'm a dark worker. I'm not used to being in the light, and light workers don't belong in the dark where I've been. Where you've been too, I think. So, I love you guys. And we'll talk soon, okay?